people want to be heard. If you ask someone how they feel cared for because you're investing in them. You're providing them an opportunity to have a voice.
So this is where a lot of lawyers fail, is they don't do the homework to understand their audience, to ask the questions to figure out how they feel.
When jurors come into that box, number one, they're already scared. They don't know. You're in federal court and you're getting asked questions that probe into your ideas, beliefs. So you need to put them in a position where they feel comfortable to say those things.
Welcome to this episode of Bourbon of Proof, where we interview those who are both successful at law and life. We are so honored to be live in Detroit. Let's give it up for the Dirty D.
Motown.
Yeah.
Our co-host, Mauro Fiore Jr., straight from Hollywood.
Straight from Hollywood, California.
And of course, our guest tonight, Miss Samantha Teal.
Thank you.
So Aaron poured you a very special drink. It's called Lemonade Delight. What, Pineapple Delight?
Pineapple Delight.
He just made that shit up, but
I mean,
Pineapple
why don't you
Delight
drink-
from
I mean,
Aaron.
be honest with
We're
you.
at Gillies Clubhouse in Detroit. Stop by if you can, because this is... Did you grow up here?
Yeah.
This city
Incredible.
is incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, this has changed over... Every time I come, it gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
did you
amazing.
ever see the famous Anthony Bourdain episode here when the place was really shitty
No.
and it was like Detroit versus everybody or whatever it was called? It's come up really good.
It's incredible what they've built. Dan Gilbert has been a huge influence on the city. And
Is that the guy who owns Little Caesars?
he owns Rocket Mortgage and the
I can't believe he actually really thought you a little...
Who's the guy who owns Little Caesars?
It's an arena, so that's where the Pistons play. In
no,
the
it's
Remington.
the Illiches.
Ilch, yeah.
Yeah.
He owns the Tigers and Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Dan Ilch.
Yes.
Illich.
He does.
See, I wasn't totally fucking far off.
Gilbert
man.
owns the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yes,
That's what you're
but Little
thinking
Caesars
of.
owns the
But
Tigers.
shout out that...
And shout out to the Crazy Red. What's up?
Wow, shout out to that. So, Sam, we're gonna start out. So, where's Will? Our bourbon steward's gonna come. Aaron did your pour because this bartender back here at Gillies Rooftop, right Clubhouse, he fucking crushed.
Now, Sam, I asked
Shout
this-
out,
I asked the same question to all of our non-drinking guests. What is the reason that you don't participate in drinking the beautiful sauce?
You know what's crazy? So I'm 30 and I've never had a sip of alcohol
So how do you know you don't like it?
because I know I have an addictive personality and it wouldn't mix well with me.
I think you need to have a couple of sips of booze.
No, so this is
Come on, man. What do you think?
we
you take to
talked-
it like
we
a
talked
fish,
up here.
like
So-
a fish to water.
so people that don't know Samantha, she's the backbone to a lot of giant verdicts that have happened. And at only 30 years old, Jacob Norman, Nick Rowley, John Marco, 8, 9, 10-figure verdicts come from this mind. And we're going to get into this. And Jacob was on the episode. He's a non-drinker, one of our best friends. I talk to Jacob every day. He's never had a drop of alcohol his entire life.
Yeah. Something we bonded over quickly.
That sounds like a personal problem.
It's a personal problem that's now all your problem.
All right, Will, can you do us a pour so we get more into Mauro and I's personal problems?
All right, we're going to revisit the Drexel straight bourbon, which is finished in chocolate liqueur barrels. Top choices of our picks for today. Made locally here in Michigan for you, in the Detroit area.
Yeah, this is Lance Savlaka's special brew, and this is right here, local pour for us.
Look at that special cup.
Yes, now we know why Samantha doesn't drink, because we just realized. All right, okay, what is the cheers that we do here in Detroit? You lead this one, Sam.
Cheers to Bob and Mauro in Detroit and many more years of Bourbon of Proof.
I love it. Oh, that's so good. By the way, so this glass, Samantha puts on.
Looks like a bird's nest.
No, this is Detroit.
Yeah.
Ah.
When I came to speak at their first conference, Say Hello to Michigan, it's June 21st, 2026. They're transforming how people think and practice law
Yes.
here in Michigan. And in this speaker bag, they took the time to have this playing cards from Michigan, whiskey from Michigan, and this was. I drank from this almost every day, and I brought this with me. I actually put a sock into this so it didn't break, and wrapped in a sock,
luggage.
put it in a sock. So one thing that the two of you have in common, and I want to hear the story.
Yeah.
Samantha works on 8, 9, and 10-figure verdicts.
Well, she's got nothing in common with me.
You've had an 8-figure verdict, yeah?
Sure, but I mean,
not 9 or 10.
Few and far between.
But the two of you did not graduate college.
Nope, I didn't. Which is rare for a lawyer,
Yeah.
But California's got some screwy rules.
But I mean, your origin story is like you were just at a law firm, and they were like, you see shit a different way. Like, when did this happen?
So this is so crazy. I was 19, and I was like, what am I going to do with my life? I thought maybe I'd be a cardiothoracic surgeon. I wasn't sure. And my mom...
When I was 19, I thought maybe I'd be a caddy at the golf course. So we had different...
Some caddies make great money.
dreams.
And here we are.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? I'm not sure what I want to do. And I get this call out of the blue. It's my mom. And she said, hey, I'm at your brother's Little League game, and Jeffrey Fieger is here. And I'm like, who's Jeffrey Fieger? She's like, the guy that ran for governor, represented Dr. Jack Kevorkian, the Jenny Jones show. Jerry Spence represented him when he got indicted by the feds for alleged campaign fraud with John Edwards. And I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm 19, right? And she's like, well, I told him he needs to hire you. So here's his number. You're going to call him.
Wow.
Dude, I mean, the synergy, so many stories that she's touched, and you have no fucking clue, man.
I know John Edwards. He's a real scumbag.
Well, and so people that are watching, listen, he ran for president, all the trial lawyers backed him, and he was like, North Carolina, he was born and bred, he's what we needed to be as a leader. Until we found out he cheated on his wife and got the other one pregnant, right? Like, this sordid story.
Yes.
And it was like the biggest stab in the back for everything.
She had cancer.
When she had cancer. Like, fucking crazy.
Elizabeth, right, was her name? And she died of cancer. And
Yeah.
Wow, this guy does know a
Real
lot
dirtbag.
about nothing. But you're 19, you get this call. I mean, credit your mom.
I was only 9.
It's all my mom.
Is she out there just pitching you?
She's trying to find me a husband right now. She does the same thing. It's just not working out very well.
There's
I have
There's a
a
lot of
daughter.
candidates. There's a lot of single candidates. We got Brando back here. Look at this guy. I mean, he looks like he's in every movie ever, but he hasn't been. It's just...
The thing about Brando is he hasn't washed his hair in 20 years.
Well, yeah.
It's the look.
It's the look. No, but my cousin Jason met him in Charleston a couple weeks ago. He's like, this guy's Malibu. What can I say? Yeah, he does. That's what if I had a picture.
You know what? When my wife met him, she said, I think he's a porn star. His name is Dirk whatever.
So, Sam, you're 19, and you get this call from your mom. I mean, you're only 30 now, and I feel like you came out of nowhere, but you didn't, because I saw a lot of the work you were doing, and a lot of my friends were like, she's helping us on these cases, and I was like, who the fuck is Samantha Teal? Like, what is this organization she's running? And then I saw a lot of the big hits, and one of the big cases you did, May, that came with John Marco, that was in May. Huge verdict. We'll talk about it on the show tomorrow, but it was like a true underdog story. And we see all these all these shows that get in the mind of the jury consultant. Mm-hmm. How do you get into this role? Because it's not like you went to school for it. So how do you get into this role?
Yeah, so never went to college. And Jeff, I started working for Fieger, and he traveled the country trying cases. He got 7, 8, 9-figure verdicts all over, and so it was like a kill or be killed environment. You figure out real fast, and if you don't figure out, you're gone. And so I'll never forget, he dropped me off in the middle of the nowhere and was like, figure it out. And so I learned through just reading the pleadings, reading the motions, reading the depositions, and I traveled everywhere with him all over, and I would ask all these questions, and I watched and observed him. And I ended up doing that for 8 years, and eventually helped run the law firm and train the lawyers. And after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this on my own. Why not go help other people do this?
I mean, but it's a wild concept, because you're 27, 28, and it's fuck it, I'm going to have my own company. By the way, I started my own firm at 28. You did yours at like 23, 24.
24, I started my own firm.
That's awesome.
Mostly because no one would hire me.
This was out of necessity.
It was despair.
Yeah, it was.
Despair.
It was either start my own firm or apply at Starbucks.
So one of the first jury trials that you helped select was with a guy in the room.
Yes. Where's
Gary? Hey, so but back here on the
Gary,
show.
yeah.
So Gary, when he was a baby lawyer, he's on the show later. She picked his first jury.
Yeah.
Wow. Is it a true story?
It's true. She was there. That was a whole thing in Macomb County.
Yeah.
That jury selection was wild. It was like 8 hours. Like
8
9 hours.
hours. It was an
There were
endurance
jurors
test.
like cussing us out.
Yeah, it was crazy. I forgot about that lady.
So we got a verdict. We got a $400,000 verdict.
8 hours? We get like 30 minutes sometimes. That's
Yeah,
all
it
we
was
get.
crazy.
Hey, this is Bob Simon, the host of Bourbon of Proof. This tour we couldn't do without our sponsors. Even Up is an artificial intelligence platform that automates a lot of the mundane tasks that lawyers and law firm staff do, from demand letters to running playbooks to opening up claims, ordering police reports, and doing those so you can spend more quality time with your clients in the courtroom or in their living room. We also have Attorney Share. Attorney Share is a product to be able to have lawyers find more cases in their wheelhouse to help clients without having to have the market spend that's out there, and also tracking all of your referrals in one place. It integrates with all the major case management platforms, and it allows lawyers to really better serve their clients and also refer out clients in other jurisdictions and practice areas and be able to monetize all of that goodwill that they put in. Our other sponsor is Justice HQ. Justice HQ is a mobile app bringing together all the community in the legal field, from vendors to staff to paralegals. They have their own masterminds. They have our podcasts are on there. Other lawyers' podcasts are on there. On-demand education, every event in the industry, and you have direct access to the best of the best. And of course, Coastal Research. Coastal Research helps all of us injury lawyers find out the insurance limits through investigation that's on the other side. Whether you know it or not, they're not required to in many states to tell you how much insurance there is for the person that catastrophically harmed your clients. But Coastal Research is able to do it very quickly and efficiently for you. They have an actual technology platform that's so easy to use and pushes the data back and forth. We only let people sponsor the show if we use their products and believe in them.
Samantha, let me ask you a question that probably a lot.
By the way, his youngest daughter's name's Samantha. So
That's what he said.
we call her Sammy. Sammy.
That's
Do you ever
awesome.
get Sammy? You call her
Very
Sammy?
few times, but some people do.
She likes to be called Sammy.
Yeah.
So my daughter Sammy, she's beautiful. She's 5. She's the best. She loves her dad, which is the most important.
Aww.
But let me ask you a question. I think most trial lawyers around the people that listen to this show are from all over the country,
Yeah.
right? And they listen because I get messages, emails from lawyers from all over the place. They're like, oh, I like that, or whatever. Oh, fuck, you say crazy shit, or whatever. They send me messages, and I appreciate it, and I reply. Anyone send me a message, I reply. So the people I'm thinking all over the country are going to think, how can you relate as a 30-year-old girl to a jury in West Los Angeles when you're from Detroit?
Oh, I like this.
Because humans are human beings no matter where they come from, and every single person in that box has a different walk of life. And so even though you and I haven't met up until this day, there's things where our paths have crossed maybe at some point, or experiences that we've experienced, and it's the human feeling. That's really what it's about. It doesn't matter where you're from, it's the experiences that form who we are. And so it's finding that association with that person.
We talk about why people that are on the show, producing the show, all the friends here, we were talking this morning about like a little bit of politics, a little bit about life, and like, well, why are you doing this show? We were like, because I honestly believe that most people have commonalities through 95% of things, and it's just about understanding it and be able to talk about it. You, with John, who's on the show tomorrow, tried a case that is so unique. I don't even know if you know about this case that they tried together. It was like a religious exemption.
Oh, yeah. It was a case involving the COVID vaccine, and it was a religious exemption case where the client didn't want to get the vaccine because allegedly aborted fetal cells were within the vaccine, and it went against her beliefs.
I need Will because I need more bourbon to elicit
To
these
have this
stories.
conversation.
Because this is, because I want to. It's almost like intel for what we're doing, John's show too, because I want to do like the setup for you to understand how you guys were able to get into the the psychology of it, because there has to be so much that you're doing
Yeah.
before you get to trial to understand you're picking one of the most unique. Nobody's ever tried a case like this ever, like in America, let alone the world. And it's so specific, and people are so polarized about this one issue. You find commonalities in a monster verdict. I don't know if you know about this one, but it was everywhere. We'll do a pour first, and then we'll talk to Samantha.
All right. So we're going to revisit the 2XO Kiawah blend. This seems to be the most popular, I think, of the night. Again, 2XO coming out of Bardstown, Kentucky. Dixon Dedman, original founder or a refounder of Kentucky Owl. Looks like we've got someone sliding in a glass over that one.
Kate, this was the best whiskey we had tonight, correct?
Right. Oh, yeah. With that being said, though, again, it's to highlight his love and memories of visiting Kiawah as a child with his family and now taking his own family to Kiawah all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, I got to find this stuff at home, and I would drink this every day for the rest of my life.
Is it that good?
Yeah, and the rest of my life is
luck.
like 100. No, we could find this shit. We talk about. There's always somebody just stole his whiskey. The ghost of Bourbon of Proof. Will, thank you very much. From South Carolina, from where Kiawah Island is, South Carolina, Bourbon and Bubbles. Will, our bourbon steward. I want to hear about where was this tried, by the way?
Federal court, right down the street.
Federal court. You're in federal court.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, so federal court, watching and listening, different rules. Usually, you don't get a say. We don't get a single question to the jury.
Yeah.
What's it like in Michigan for federal court for you?
Every judge is different. Some give more time. Some say, no, I'm going to do it myself. You submit them beforehand. So in this case, I actually wasn't there for the jury selection in this case because I was finishing a trial and came in the day after, but I helped draft the voir dire. So in this case, we had to submit all of the voir dire beforehand to the judge, and then he picked which ones, and then he gave each party like 20 minutes to follow up.
Wow. So in California, I've tried probably 8 or 9 federal court cases, and I've never had the opportunity to ask a juror a single question.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's the same experience for you, but it's every time.
I've only tried one federal case. No, 2. I tried 2, and both of them there was no voir dire whatsoever.
So the judges, we had to pre-submit the questions.
Yeah.
And it was up to she or he to say, we will do this. But we did have the ability to sometimes get a lot of intel on these jurors. Is it 8 out of 8 here too? You have to get 8 jurors.
You have to have a unanimous verdict, yeah.
Unanimous verdicts. And to have a unanimous verdict on this hot topic issue. So what did you put on that questionnaire and how did you get there? Because for me, if you're there, this is probably the most critical. This shapes the entire verdict. Nothing else matters. This is where you are. How did you get there?
The entire verdict. And I will add in another layer. This was during the election. Like, let's add that on too. Like, it's not stressful enough. We have a presidential election going on, and we're talking about all these issues. And so a lot of the questions that we framed the case and talked about was, okay, what are your feelings and thoughts towards abortion? Do you have feelings like in some instances it's okay, some instances it's not? And really, our whole theme of the case was, in what our perspective and objective in going into the case was to identify people that understood that regardless of what your beliefs are, like, it's okay to believe that way, but everyone should be entitled to having the freedom to choose what their belief is.
So what was we work a lot with jury consultants, and I want to work with you badly because I always think we boil down to like 1 to 4 questions. And if I had to get down to those 4, and it's like, was yours just freedom of choice? Yes, I love this.
Yes, because ultimately, right, you have people on both sides of the aisle, the middle, whatever. Everyone feels like they should have a choice in what they believe. So it was projecting that this case isn't about abortion. It's not about COVID. It's not about any of these things. This case is about freedom. This is about the freedom to be able to work where you want, when you want, how you want, and that your beliefs should never impact that. And they fired her after 30 years. And mind you, she was working at home. And they said at the time.
No idea.
Right, she was already working at home.
So this is where a lot of lawyers fail, is they don't do the homework to understand their audience and where to ask the questions to figure out how they feel.
Yeah.
And I think what you said resonates with most should, with most trial lawyers, to ask those little questions, understand where you're going to get to. And you said the word feel a lot of times. It's an open-ended question, right?
Right.
So why are you asking that question over any other? How do you feel about this?
Because people want to be heard. If you talk to any human being on earth, one of the greatest networking tools that I ever learned is don't talk about yourself, ask people about how they feel. If you ask someone how they feel cared for because you're investing in them. So when you do that, you're providing them an opportunity to have a voice. And unfortunately, we live in a society now where sometimes you can't have a voice because it's maybe different, you know what I'm saying? Or they're trying to shut voices down. And so I think when jurors come into that box, number one, they're already scared. They don't know. You're in federal court. You know, you've never sat in a jury. And you're getting asked questions that probe into your ideas, beliefs. So you need to put them in a position where they feel comfortable to say those things.
Frame that, cut it, post it on every fucking social media channel we've ever seen, because you said it better than
I
we
don't
could
know.
ever.
But when I was single,
Here we go.
when I was single, I had a friend of mine who used to coach me. He was my dating coach.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no way. There's no fucking way you had a dating coach.
Well, this was like a guy I would always ask, but he was like, his success rate with women was astronomical.
This
figure-
might be the most ridiculous story I've ever heard.
So I'd be like,
who was this person?
I cannot name him because he's a friend of mine.
Is he still in the business?
No.
So he would always tell me, he said, listen, first thing you do when you go on a date, first of all, you never ask them anything about them. Don't ask them no questions about them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever compliment a girl. Don't tell them they look pretty. Don't ask them anything about them because it'll drive them fucking crazy. To be like, this guy's such an asshole. He doesn't even say he likes my dress. He goes, for sure, it's the easiest way to get him. You just never tell him shit. And I'd be like,
Reverse psychology.
Really? And I'd be like, really? Like, I shouldn't ask her, anything? Don't ask her shit. Ask her what you need for her to know about at the end of that date is how fucking good you are.
Was Andrew Dice Clay your coach?
No, this guy was a genius. This is genius.
This guy, there's no way this guy's still in business.
No, listen, he was a legend.
A legend in his own mind?
He was a legend of the game.
Yeah, in his own mind.
The guy.
I can't wait to ask your wife, Alex,
I
this
followed
to see
his
if it's true.
teachings.
Yeah.
I followed his teachings, and let me just say.
How did they work out?
Absolutely wonderful.
I'm just so enthralled with the psychology of trial. So it is, for me, the first, you win or lose a case, so jury selection in the beginning. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
People talk all this other shit, all these other things. That's where your bread and butter is laid. How much are you devoted to, you formulated the questions, you know where the science is, you've done a big data test, understand who we like for jurors, critical questions, now we're here. Mm-hmm. You're here in the courtroom. These are no longer focus groups, no longer pretend. We got a captive audience of 30, maybe 40, sometimes more. What are you doing in that moment to understand those folks and how they fit that mold?
Listening to them. I think something that a lot of people get wrong is they feel like they have a stereotype juror and they're like, I don't want that person, which I get. There are those people, but it's not always a one size fits all because you have to understand what the facts of your case are and how their background fits in with your facts. And so to your point, it's listening to them. While I'm sitting there, depending upon the court, I'm researching who's in that box. I'm researching who I know is coming into the box.
But what are you doing for that research? A lot of people just don't know how this plays out.
Yeah.
How are you doing this?
So I have people from my team doing real time. I send them a picture of the list. I'm like, here's who's in the box. I want to know anything they've posted on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, anything, in terms of their belief systems, their ideas. Are they parents? Are they not parents? Or do they post, pictures of their dogs all the time? We love people that love dogs, right?
Always.
Things like that. And so they're sending that to me real time in my computer in a Google Sheet. I'm looking at it and I'm taking down what's being said while it's being said and then passing notes on, hey, follow up on this in voir dire, follow up on that. I think you should ask this question.
I love when my jury consultant writes down a note and says, ask juror number 4 this specific question.
Yes.
And I'll just be like, hey, I could ask you this question because they asked me to ask you this specific question.
Yeah.
I need to know how you feel about this. And they love it. They laugh like, well, how do you feel?
Yeah.
I prefer when I pick a jury, I like to have a mic. It's like my security blanket because I don't know what to do with my hands, and I like to. I'm like stand-up comedy. We're here to talk about our feelings, and do our thing. And when I get that note, it's like an opportunity to have a conversation that matters because we're just talking about bullshit for a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's a science behind this, an
Absolutely.
absolute true science. Now I'm going to pivot a little bit more towards technology.
Mm-hmm.
What I'd like to see, and what we're testing right now, you take all these big data samples before you get in the courtroom. You know how people feel about certain issues. You're watching their social media, and now you have a real life sample size. We can pull all the data from their social media in a very quick order. Can we then take that data, matched with artificial intelligence, and start to spin a model that says, if they're talking about freedom most of the time or about these issues, I want to, as a trial lawyer, I want to speak what they hear on repetition, whether it's jury selection thereafter. 'Cause to me, that's all that matters. Because that 8 people in federal court, 12 in California, wherever it is, that's the only thing that matters. How close are we to being able to do that?
I think there's definitely products out there. I personally haven't got super involved in that yet, looking into it. So I think we're getting there. It just depends upon, I think, the jurisdiction, right?
But you're a people reader. To me, I seem like you sit there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's very
Like,
few
let
people.
me ask,
Look,
like, from-
honest to God, I feel like I'm a better people reader than most other jury consultants that we see.
Yes.
But I don't have eyes everywhere, and I would love to have another set of eyes to see. Did they move that certain way? How did they react to this other question?
What book are they holding when they walk in?
Yes.
What's
what
their
shoes
shirt?
are they wearing?
Are they looking at their phone? Are they swearing in the background because they're ticked off because it's not going fast enough? I watch all of that. You know, it's funny.
That's
You'll
my
see me.
my question is
I
this.
swivel
We have
in the
so
chair.
many. There's so many opinions I've heard from people, and I've tried dozens of cases.
Yeah.
I've
By
tried,
the way, I think he's tried more cases than anybody in
I've
this room.
tried like probably 50 jury trials. Okay.
You've done more because that's where I am, and
A
I
lot
know
of
you've done
jury
more.
trials. A lot. Over 27 years I've been practicing, and I've been
He
27
tries cases
years.
like people tripping over hoses.
Yeah, I've been.
Someone's
He's
got to
had
do
that case.
in the fucking courtroom, man. But so I'm a trial dog. I have heard 20 different opinions on like how should lawyers dress. You know, I've tried I have this old lawyer named Moses Luna. This guy who's probably been practicing 50 years. He always told me, Mauro, when you try a case, go in with your oldest, shittiest suit. It's all tattered and fucking shit like it's coming unsewed, and your old shoes, and you want to look like like you're, just kind of like generally like just an unkept kind of look. Don't slick your hair back, whatever. And then there's guys like, I know lawyers in LA, I won't name them, that show up in their fucking Brioni suits and, are looking like looking fucking money,
Yeah.
In the $5,000 suit, $2,000 shoes, Louis Vuitton bag, so there's like, where would you?
Yeah.
What would you say?
I like
So
this question.
I'll say this. There's a happy medium between both. Early in my career, I wore red bottoms to a mock trial. I'll never forget this. 5 years later, I go to a mock trial in that
I
same
have a
county.
red bottom myself, so I mean,
I go to
what are we talking about exactly?
shoes.
Oh, shoot.
Shoes. I go into the mock trial, and a woman looks at me. She goes, "I know you." I said, "You know me?" She goes, "Yeah, you had those red shoes on." It'd been 5 years. After that, I never wore a pair to court after, because I was like, you know what? If my shoes are drawing more attention than what's being said, then I don't want to do that. And so I always advise my clients when they ask me this. I said, listen, dress nice, but not too nice. Because when you're sitting there asking for millions and millions of dollars, jurors know that some money's going to go to the lawyer. They just do. They factor it in. And so
I also have a trial car. When I go to trial, I drive my old shitty pickup. Because my buddy, I have a buddy of mine who always said, don't drive a nice car to trial because the jurors can see you. So I have a pickup truck that I drive to trial. Now I have some friends of mine that say, I want the jurors to see me in my fucking Rolls Royce.
No.
You know,
No,
I want them to
no,
see me
no,
in my
no.
Rolls Royce. And I think, I don't know if the jurors want to see you in your Rolls Royce.
let me say this. Your client, let's just give an example. Your client just lost 3 of the kids in a car accident and they're sitting there crying their mourning, and you walk in with a Louis Vuitton bag and a Rolex and all of that. I mean, what's louder? The mourning that they're going through, or what you're wearing?
It's not about you.
What about tattoos? Jurors, lawyers with tattoos.
You know, that's a good question.
I have a rule with
Yeah,
this.
sometimes I will, because I have a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll go to trial and I'll like roll my sleeve up a little bit so they can see my tattoo.
But it depends.
I like them to see
Depends.
it, you know?
Yeah, I think the jurisdiction that you're in kind of plays into that.
The rule for me, so this is why it cuts off here, in case it goes back. Nothing above the wrist, and I
Yeah.
don't want it to go back here. This is why I cut off distinctly. Nothing above the neck.
I love that.
Now you can, like one of our most successful trial lawyers, Arsh Manipur, fucking did shit on his neck.
He has
And
neck tattoos and stuff. Arsh.
He
You know
went
Arsh?
for it, but he's
No, I
a,
don't.
it's
Best
a
trial
different
lawyers
animal.
in LA.
I don't know.
But it's like it's a weapon you can use if you so choose.
Right.
Like I've been, the verdict has been settled, so I can say this. I've been in. You use the same bathroom as all the jurors. I go in the use the bathroom. One of the jurors is like, "Bro, I love your fucking beard." I'm
I
like,
love your beard.
"Yeah, you do." Right? But you know, you have that bromance.
Right.
But I incepted him. I know
Right.
exactly where he is, what he does, who he is.
Right.
But it's that's you have to be that. For me, we get paid if we win, so we have to be so intentional with every single thing we do. I like to walk to the courtroom. If I have a driver, I will get dropped off and I'll
Yes.
walk, because I don't want to see. I don't want to think about something else. First of all, I don't want to worry about parking, and I
Yeah.
want to walk to the courtroom. And I'm also superstitious, so like I wear the same shit on certain days, and it's very.
So do
bad.
I.
No, you don't.
I wear the same suit on closing argument.
I wanna know- okay, what
it's
color-
a all white suit.
You do not wear an all white suit.
Yes, I do.
I wear the
like
lightest.
cream.
I do
Yes.
like a light. It's like a light tan,
Yeah.
and I wear like a yellow tie because
I
it's like
love
my
it.
most open.
Yeah.
But you do a lot of these, like
Suits and jackets. Yeah.
suits and decks. So you have this pinstripe one. Which brand? Where's Brando? He thought this was what?
Ralph Lauren.
Ralph Lauren.
Yeah.
You said no. It's like a custom Ralph Lauren. But this is intentional, right? I mean,
Yeah.
what you're wearing is intentional.
When I go to court, though, I try to look as plain as possible because I don't want to be a distraction to what's going on. So black, navy, white on the last day. Otherwise, you'll only see me in all black.
So
or
we
white.
also-
I always have like a good plan for what I'm gonna wear, but you know, routinely now in the last couple years, in my closet has been more like suit roulette to see what still fits me. So it's like,
Which one today?
shit, today I want to wear this suit, but I've gotten so fucking fat that one doesn't fit me. So then I got to wear something else. And so at this point, it's like, you know, I'm just getting really fat. I don't know what happened, but half my shit doesn't fit me anymore. So it's like I just wear what fits now. So
By the
fuck
way,
it.
the way Mauro's talking to you right now is how he tries a case. He's
Yeah.
100%
I love it. He's
himself.
authentically him.
He is. And he actually, I've seen him, he falls asleep at counsel's
Oh,
table.
I always fall asleep
Your
in trial.
Instagram post about him sleeping
If I
on my
don't fall
favorite
asleep-
thing ever.
if I don't
If you
fall
go to
asleep
Planet Fun
during
Bob right now,
trial-
there's
You
a
have
whole
to
thing
go
called
follow him.
Mauro sleeping, and it's just all over the world.
If I don't fall asleep during trial, I'm not trying. You know?
Hey, he's being himself.
Because I stayed up late, you know,
Yeah,
I working on
prepping.
shit, and then I sleep a couple hours, and then, of course, I'm not gonna like eat light during trial, because it doesn't happen. So then, even though I slept 2 hours, I went and fucking crushed like a fucking, you know, 3-item combo at the Mexican place across the street.
A 3-item
and,
combo.
By the way,
and then I'm fucking just like this in the afternoon.
yeah, so we had a late
I'm doing
flight.
my best, you know. I'm
We
doing my
got here
best.
like 11-ish.
Yeah.
Like we was like, let's get a drink. We went to bed, and then we woke up, and Mauro sent his fucking receipt, what he got from like the Taco Bell DoorDash.
last night.
I can't
How
believe we
much?
thought it was fake. We're
I
like,
sent Bob my Uber Eats receipt at 3:30 in the morning, and I was just like, you know what? I haven't had Taco Bell in a while.
Yeah.
Because there just isn't one around me. And I was on Uber Eats at like 3:30 last night. Because the time change fucked me up. It's
so
3 hours
bad.
different.
Yeah.
So I'm on Uber Eats at like 3:30 in the morning, and I'm like, I'm gonna do like a taste test. So I ordered like 9 things from Taco Bell, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna eat like 2 bites of each one to see which one I like. And okay, the Mexican pizza was shitty. It was soggy.
I don't think they make that fresh at 3:30.
They had these tacos with a Dorito shell that were fucking fire. I'd recommend the tacos with a Dorito shell. I had a Crunchwrap Supreme, no good.
No good.
It was shit.
I would have paid to be the person getting this order all of a sudden.
But
There's like,
so we didn't see, like, because all of us were asleep. We
Yeah.
got up at Drexel this morning, and What was with Pat? I don't know where Pat is. We're like, I thought it was the other guy. I was like, why did they get Taco Bell last night? I was like, I don't know. Like, we went to bed, and I was like, no, Mauro. There's no way Mauro. We thought it was fake, but you actually did.
No, I actually did. I was proud of myself. I didn't eat all 9 items. I
You
usually
did or
would eat
didn't?
all 9, but I just had 2 bites of each one.
Self-control.
Yeah, I had control.
They're still in his hotel room. So Samantha, it's so hard for me to understand like how you get a good gauge on folks that want to compensate people for harm at 30 years old. I mean, honestly, this is like I started trying cases at a high level right around then, and it was very. I feel like the best lawyers were also in the service industry, whether bartenders or bar backs. So you talk a lot of people and get a life experience, but you seem armed with also understanding how to get them off the jury, understanding if they're good for the case or not. How does that happen in just 8 years where you were with the prior firm to starting your own company?
I would say probably experience in watching. My old boss would do 6-7 trials a year. So 6-7 trials a year, 8 years, a lot of trials, a lot of watching. I think also a benefit that I always tell people is kind of my secret weapon is I'm not a lawyer. And so I haven't been indoctrinated.
Different lens.
Yeah, I look at things through a different lens from the human perspective. And I think, couple that with the legal perspective. And, I've always tried to be a human type of person. I can have a conversation with anyone. In school, they used to tell me I didn't shut up. I think it kind of provided a benefit. You learn, you talk to people, you get their walks of life.
I think that I know some lawyers that feel like jury consultants, trial consultants, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's not beneficial. They don't really add anything to the case or whatever. But in my own experience, I'll say, as my sweet mom used to say when she was alive, the proof is in the pudding, she'd always say. And every time I use a jury consultant, trial consultant, I have a good result. So that definitely, to me, means the proof's in the pudding. I use Claire Plotkin. That's
I
my
love
girl.
Claire.
The Plotkins and
I
like
use Claire.
Claire is amazing.
I don't use
Claire.
Harry, I use Claire.
And
Whenever I
here's
use
the
Claire,
thing
I
is,
do well.
if you want to play to win, you got to play to win. And you have to use every arrow in your quiver. I almost said it backward. To make sure that you do win. And that's why I will focus group shit. Especially the one misnomer, a lot of young lawyers say like, well, this case isn't big enough. It doesn't warrant to have a jury consultant be able to tee it up. What would your response to be? Hey, I think this is a low-level $100,000, $200,000 case. I can't afford to hire a jury consultant. I'm just going to do this by myself. What would you say?
Would you rather go to war by yourself or someone next to you that has your back and is watching what's going on?
See? And I also love the Michigan accent.
Do I have one?
Oh, you definitely do.
Oh,
yeah.
Lord.
And she said she's worked with Rowley a lot.
A lot, yeah. And Jacob Norman.
And,
so, by the way, the Trial Lawyers for Justice, one of our best friends, they swear by you. And, like,
They're amazing
there's no
human
better.
beings.
Our friends that are hitting the biggest verdicts across
She
the
took
nation.
over for Costa Rica Steve.
Who's Costa Rica Steve?
That was
Yeah.
Nick's old guy that used to do her job.
Harry does a lot of Nick's jury consulting, and then he kind of brings me in to help kind of work up a lot of the cases. So I come in, oversee,
Nick
help
used to
prep
always
the
try
case.
his cases with this guy Steve Haltman, Costa
He's the
Rica
best.
Steve. That was his guy.
Okay.
And who was like his
Here's the
neighbor.
thing.
in
I'm going to
Costa
tell you right
Rica.
now. Never trust an individual named after like a city.
Or
Like this
country.
is Hollywood Mauro. Not gonna work out well for you.
Costa Rica Steve.
See, Brando liked that joke. It was a good joke. I mean, it's actually holds true. Yeah, Detroit Mike. Yeah, is there a Detroit Mike in the house? Yes. There. Where? Oh, there's Detroit Mike. He's in a burgundy suit. Why the burgundy suit?
Honestly, my friend had it at a wedding and it looked so good.
He thought he'd look good too.
By the way, so now
I'm going to buy one of those on Amazon tonight.
I mean, the burgundy suits look great. And by the way, strong Michigan accent, the two of you. Like, yeah, but it's good. But, I mean,
you know, the only thing I can think of that's really negative about Michigan is that Dan Ambrose is from Michigan.
God, how much
That's
time
like-
do you have?
That's like the worst thing about Michigan.
So there's Dan Ambrose runs something called what does he do? What's his thing?
He's a charlatan, as they call
So
it.
he actually texted me yesterday, and he's like, "Hey Bob, you are the $15,000 sponsor, and you owe me money for XYZ." And I was like, Dan,
I'll give you nothing.
no. I was like, Dan, I paid that within 5 minutes that you said it, and like, he's like, "Oh, I'll talk to somebody about that."
That's him exactly.
And I was like, bro, like, this already happened. Like, this is.
You're a
This
day
is always
late and
my
a
way.
dollar short.
Oh, Dan
Lions
Campbell.
coach.
So no, look,
Correct.
I will. We are in Detroit right now, and I will tell you 100%.
Yes.
I'm a diehard Steelers fan. I love the NFL. I love football. I love game planning. Dan Campbell is one guy that goes for it. I 100% respect. Even last year in the NFC Championship when they were playing the 49ers, right? He went for it.
Yes.
No matter what happened, he will go for it.
The
in fourth
Steelers
down.
were in the NFC Championship?
No. It was 49ers versus Detroit. Shut the fuck up, dude. You have no idea what you're talking about.
We're talking about the
I
Steelers.
respect, and his team respects him for it too, right? If you're on the field for somebody, that's right. You want to go? You want to go for it?
that's the
How
guy
many
from
times
the-
when
from
a
the
quarterback
Lions.
stands on the field
the coach,
and
the
then
head coach.
they call him back and they bring on the punter or the field goal? That's not it. And when you're standing in the courtroom, when you're ready to answer, ready for trial, and the trial judge comes out and he's like, "Do you want the settlement? Do you want the settlement, judge? You want the settlement, judge?" And if you have your trial counsel be like,
No.
"Oh no, oh yeah,
Hesitant.
let's bring it back." You want somebody no, send them fucking back. That's what
Right
you want,
now.
right? Let's bring it on. Let's bring it right now. So Samantha Teal, thank you for
I
being
will
on the
say,
show.
hold on. Let me ask, because we're in Detroit. I got a
Oh, yeah,
question.
let's go.
I got a question. We got some
I can't
Detroiters
wait to hear
here.
this. I can't wait to hear this.
We got Detroiters here. No, this is a serious fucking question, man.
I'm serious. I'm ready.
I'm born and raised in LA, and I'm not a Rams fan. I fuck the Rams. I was a Rams fan. I was a Rams fan before they left. You know, LA didn't. Biggest city in the fucking world didn't have a football team for 20 years.
I'll answer the question for you. Yes, we don't like Kelly Stafford.
No, I mean.
I love it. We good. Mic drop.
So.
I'm just kidding.
So I was LA didn't have a ranked team for 20 years. I'm a Cardinals fan. Okay, whatever.
My condolences. Go
Yes,
ahead.
exactly. But now
We call them second-rate Steelers. They all go to there. They
yeah.
go there and
For
they
some
end their
reason,
career
the Cardinals
with no
take all the
championship.
Steelers rejects. Now, years after the trade, who got the better end of the trade? Stafford
Detroit.
for Groff. Who got the better end of the trade?
Goff.
Detroit.
Stafford won a fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it was
The
during
first
like
time he had a decent team around him.
I'd rather.
So
Yes.
did the Rams get the better end of the deal?
So
But Stafford to me is
No.
still
He's a
throws
one-hit
picks.
wonder.
He's a fucking piece of shit.
Detroit for years, you were, what was his name? The guy with the mustache that was your GM that drafted a wide receiver fucking
I
20
know who
rounds in
you're
a row. Mike something, whatever. We're going off of Bat Milne. Thank you very much. We understand this. Detroit, nobody does not root for Detroit. I'll tell you right now, I've been everywhere across the country. This is an industry town. I'm from
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. You root for people that are hardworking towns.
Yes.
Everybody roots for Detroit. Everybody was rooting for Detroit to win every game that you guys have had. That being said, I think you guys won the trade between Stafford and Goff. But Goff also, by the way, he's building a house right down the street from me. So if you're watching, Jared Goff, you motherfucker, there's so much constructions on my street because of you. I can't even get out of my house because you have cement trucks going down. You got a double lot. You're building some trophy room underneath. Some trophy room. By the way, your views are shit because you're not up on top of the hill like me. So, that being said, Jared Goff was also in my closing arguments for 2 years in a row.
Really?
When he's with the LA Rams. And I will pull this up, guys.
Wait, I
because,
want to hear it.
Okay, so
Everyone, quiet on the
quiet.
set.
This is in LA, as Mauro says, there's no real sports fans for the Rams. And
No one gives a shit about the Rams.
they
in LA.
drafted Jared Goff, and they made him quarterback. So when I went up there and asked for the money, this was 2 years in a row, I put up a slide of Jared Goff. And it was just him. I was like, look, you don't even know who that is. They gave that guy guaranteed like $60 million for 3 years to be the quarterback in our town. $60 million for 3 years to be a quarterback you never heard of? I mean, he's probably good. He might be great. My client signed a life sentence for pain for the next 50 years of her life. and I'm asking you for $4 million for a life sentence of pain? For no volition?
That's good stuff.
Yeah, and it's like, she got to come. I mean, Jared Goff had a sports agent. He had people negotiate. It was like, yeah, $60 million, that sounds good. My client just sitting there got rear-ended, and now we're sitting here quabbling about what's her life experience to have pain the rest of her life? Wow. And I put Jared Goff up there for 2 straight years. They got solid verdicts. Until I had to change it to Brandon McCarthy. Nobody knows who he is.
I do have a Jared Goff story myself. This summer, I was at Best Buy in Sherman Oaks, in the Valley. Anyone who's not from LA has heard of the Valley. Deep in it. So I was in Sherman Oaks in the Valley with my son. And fucking, you wouldn't believe it, Jared Goff's at fucking Best Buy.
What?
Okay? And me and my son, and Jared Goff's with this girl, I don't know if it's his wife or his girlfriend, who's like a 50 on a 10 scale. Like what the fuck? We're like, what the fuck? So I told my son, I was like, what the fuck? I told my son, I said, hey, Max, learn how to throw fucking football, man. Because it's like, she had like an aura around her. It's like, me and my son were like, what the fuck? Is it like, is she human? It's like, you couldn't believe how hot, and of course she had yoga pants on and shit summer.
Oh, shout out to Lululemon, who's right down the street. Shout out to Lululemon. I want to sponsor the show.
Hey, God bless Jared Goff, man. After I saw that, I was just like, man, this guy. I told my son Max, let's go throw the ball around when we get home. We're gonna start working on your spiral.
So if you had to socially profile Mauro, he walks into the jury room. You've heard a little bit about him. You're picking him for this religious exemption case.
Oh,
what are we asking this guy? He asked the judge asked him a few questions. He answered, I'm from here. He's laughing. He's telling stories. This is my profession. How do you know if you want him or not?
Yeah.
She said no.
No. I'm thinking.
I'm unprofilable.
Can you award millions of dollars?
Absolutely, yes.
That is sold.
You know why?
Why?
Because I understand the value of money, because I'm an ultra-conservative fucking Republican.
Is he?
Boo. No, okay.
Yes.
So on the plane right here, I'm sitting next to him. He's reading a newspaper, the Epic Times. He says Epoch.
Times.
I think it's Epic, and they literally have something that says it shows a box of cereal, and the box of cereal says Fruity Puffs. And it says how Fruity Puffs, if you read the labels, this is what you need to be nutritional. And the next page, honest to God, I picture it. It shows kids eating watermelon. And it says, if you eat enough watermelon, you won't have autism.
Cures autism.
I swear to God, this is what he was reading.
You were reading this?
In a real newspaper. This is what's out in public.
Yeah.
I have video of that. I was like, no wonder people...
You know how I know whether or not I want him on my jury? I'd ask what he reads every day for the news.
Ask me what?
I'd ask what newspaper you read every day.
Epoch Times and Fox News.
Out.
Now, Mauro would be a good juror, though.
I'm a good juror just because I watch Fox
I'm
News.
teasing you.
Wow, God, I mean, this is why I like the last episode, because we could just talk and drink and fucking hang out.
When is the next time you're going to be in trial in Los Angeles?
I'm coming to LA in November.
For who?
Not in trial.
Who's the plaintiff lawyer?
It's not for trial.
Oh, just to hang?
Is it for the experience with Jacob?
Maybe.
Holy shit.
Are you coming to Mardi Gras? I mean, what's up?
I'm going to be in trial.
Oh, shit.
I know. I start trial next week.
Where?
Lansing,
That's Michigan.
Michigan.
I know Lansing. There's Lansing, and then there's East Lansing.
Ooh, he's armed and dangerous. Let's go.
Yeah, because fucking Magic Johnson is from East Lansing, motherfucker.
And his real name is?
Irvin Magic Johnson.
That's right, motherfucker. What his wife's name is?
Cookie.
Cookie. All right, so thank you for watching and listening to this episode of Bourbon of Proof. Find Samantha Teal, because she is a savant when it comes to reading individuals and making sure.
Would I get a discount?
Thank you, Detroit 91. We'll see you back here.
Could you give me a discount to work with me?